So if each of you would give a yes or no answer with maybe just one sentence of elaboration if you have one. Over 2,000 residents have signed a petition to shut down and relocate the matte asphalt at Pershing and Damon. Matte asphalt will be applying to the Illinois EPA for their 5-year operating permit this year. If elected, will you pledge to write a letter to the Illinois EPA and attend the community meetings about their permit to testify about resident concerns about the proposed project?
Yes, if elected, I would not only write a letter, but I would demand that the Inspector General look at all the records that were taking place before the approval of the matte asphalt and look at all the payments that were made between the current alderman and any of the owners of the matte asphalt. That's what I would do on day one.
Yes, we need to close that asphalt plant, and I want to call now on a federal investigation into how the asphalt plant was approved. It's my belief that it's approved under false pretenses. There was erroneous information in the application, and the permission for the asphalt plant should be revoked immediately.
Thank you. Moving on to our second question. The median household income in the 12th ward is approximately $34,672. That's approximately. The developer from Aberdeen Development Incorporated, who's rehabilitating the buildings at 2055 through 2133 West Pershing Road, stated a few weeks ago that he wants to make McKinley Park the next Wicker Park. Also, Joe Houlihan, real estate mogul, is flipping properties near Lagunitas Brewery in Little Village to bring them back to, quote, their former glory. How will you support affordable housing and protect the working class residents in these neighborhoods who will be greatly impacted by rising rents?
So on Tuesday, I went to the Public Building Commission meeting at City Hall to testify against the new 78 project. And so the new 78 project is a project where there's going to be almost $1 billion of subsidies, both in TIFs, to be able to give the developers money to do infrastructure works so that private companies could come in, make multi-million-dollar houses, and then use those same TIF dollars, which are our dollars, to give residents of Little Village 200 units of affordable housing. I went to oppose it. I told the Public Building Commission, this is a project that you need to stop because all of this money, almost $1 billion, that you're using to build a whole new gentrified neighborhood in downtown could be used for 20,000 units of affordable housing in the 12th ward. I told them that they needed to stop and now vote to approve it, because the deals that were made by Alderman Solis, this is an Alderman Solis ward, right now are under investigation, and we know that there are some recordings where the current alderman may be in that are related to that deal. What I want to make sure happens is that if I'm alderman, that we put any TIF money or any development money in our ward, that we do one level of development and we also do affordable housing. We need to take every opportunity possible to make up for the 120,000 units of affordable housing that we need in the city of Chicago, and that includes everything. That includes making sure that CHA provides us the units that we deserve. That includes being able to have renters tax credits that people could use to be able to stay in the neighborhood. That includes being able to convert some units that we could rehab in the neighborhood for affordable housing. We need to use the public funds to keep working class people in our neighborhoods and not to be able to benefit and for developers to profit.
I agree that the TIF program has been an unmitigated disaster. I would go one step further and say we need to eliminate that program. There's certainly there's a place for monies for development, but that should be in the city's annual budget. It should be transparent. Right now, the TIF program is an opaque mayoral slush fund that doesn't benefit our neighborhoods. In terms of affordable housing, I hope that we get to work with a city treasurer, Puar, someone who gets the importance of a public bank. But if, at the very least, that we have funds available so that 2 and 3 flat owners who are at risk of being priced out of the neighborhood can improve their units with forgivable loans in exchange for renting at an affordable rate. Right now, like when folks get older, their buildings deteriorate. A lot of times they're like, oh, I can't afford the upkeep, I have to move out. They're displaced by wealthier people. And I think if we can provide some economic incentive for them to stay, I think that would move affordable housing in the right direction. For new developments, I want to see 30% affordable housing with no opt-out. I think that's important. And finally, I want to make sure that we lift the ban on rent control. I think we need common sense rent control in our neighborhoods to make sure that people aren't priced out. And finally, we need a jobs program. Average median income of $38,000 isn't enough to live in Chicago. We need a jobs program to replace lead service lines, get people working in good union jobs so that they can afford the rents and so they can build wealth in their own neighborhood. Thank you.